Uh, Hello guys. Today I would like to show you that how to scrape Amazon website for a particular product list. Okay, so what I'm talking about is, let's go to the Amazon.com. Suppose I want to scrape all the data which relates to the processor, let's say. Okay, so we can take anything. So I just took the processor. So suppose I want to get all the information of the processors which are listed on Amazon as product list. And so what do I mean is, I would get this information which is like the name of the processor here, like AMD Ryzen 5 3600 6 core, this name, then the number of ratings, basically the ratings count, and the price. Okay, so these few things I would like to scrape first, then I would like to scrape the details of the product. So what it means that I would also like to see these technical details like the brand name, series, model number, item weight, and product dimensions, etc. And also the additional information which is ASIN, which is basically unique product number for Amazon. So this one, then bestseller ranks, and date first available. So how would I do that? So I would show you in this video. So first I would like to create a new repository. Let's go to the GitHub and I create a new repository for the temporary being. So scrape processor. Okay, so I give it a name, scrape processor, and I just click on the create repository. Okay, I will go to the readme file and I just mention this project helps to get processor informations from the listed processors on Amazon web page. So I create this readme file, I just save it. So commit new file. So it says that this project name and the project description. Okay, and now I would like to clone this repository to my local desktop. So how would I do that? I would just go to the Visual Studio Code and I click on close folder. So I just close my existing folders, and then I type Command Shift P. We can also go from view, then command palette, like you can see, Control Shift P, and I just type git clone, so that I want to clone from my GitHub repository. So I paste my link basically, so that means the github.com, then my username, and then the location of the project repository. And once I do that, it asks me in which folder I want to save. So let's create a new folder. Let's call it Amazon Web Scrape. Okay, it says it exists, so I just give it a different name. Amazon Scrape Data. Okay, so I select the repository location and it is getting downloaded. So it's basically cloning all the files. So if I click on open, then it would show me the files. In my repository right now, I don't have any files except the readme file, so there is nothing much, to be honest. Okay, so now what I would do basically is that I would try to create the project. So first I would understand that how things works, and I would try to install the libraries which are required. So here this is very important, like when I am installing any libraries, I have to check that which interpreter I'm using, like which Python interpreter. How can I check? I type the Control Shift P and I click on Python select interpreter. Okay, so I go to the view command palette. Okay, so it was showing some error, and now I can see that there are two interpreters which I have right now. One is basically Anaconda 3. So if I am using the Anaconda 3 python.exe, this one, then I have to install all the libraries in Conda base environment. You can see base colon then Conda. So I have to install everything on base environment in Anaconda. So the libraries which is required for this project are basically selector lib. So I would check whether that is installed or not. So I would first write it down, the required libraries. So selector lib and then requests to get the web page information. So I have already shared the script on my GitHub, so not an issue. Also I have to paste this in requirements so that people know in your project that these are the requirements. So I would just create a new text file. So I click on new file and I type requirements.txt and I type these two libraries which are basically required. Selector lib and requests. Okay, so these libraries are already installed, but still I would like to show you. Conda install selector lib. So if I search this thing, I do not get any Conda installation command basically. So that's why I have to choose the pip installation. Like I would type this pip install selector lib on my Conda prompt in base environment. So it would probably say that it's already installed because I have done it before. Okay, it says that requirement already satisfied. That means it would show that it's already installed. And what about the request? So I can. Okay, so it's already installed, and if I do, you can also check which packages are installed. So if you type on the list, then it would show you like which are the packages installed on your environment already. Yeah, so if I go to the R, so I can check. See, the request has already been installed, so I don't need to install it anymore. Okay, perfect. So I would now create my next file, which is basically the create search URL. So .py. So what I'm doing in this script is basically like, if you see, if I go to the Amazon, so this is the first page when I search a processor name. Okay, so I need to get this URL here, and if I click on second page, so I need to scrape all the 20 pages or whatever pages I have. So let's also change this all to computers, because processor I'm interested only in the computer sections. Okay, so there are how many pages? Like 333 pages. So I would like to let's say scrape 50 pages, let's say, for the time being. Okay, so if I go to the second page, then the link changes, right? So I have to provide the proper links or get the proper links. So what I would do is that I would create a Python script which would change the value of the page number, which is basically here the 2 and here 2. So how can I do that? Because we know this can be done with a string. So I can write these things in this manner, like plus string of 2, and here also plus 2 and plus. So how many strings I have? I have basically 5 strings. So let me create it first. So what basically I have this first string, which is basically the contains the keywords, a processor, and which section, like computers, and then the page number, and then another string QID, and then again the page number. So I have basically 1 2 3 4 string. Okay, so I will try to create this for all the pages from 2 to 50, let's say. So I will write a Python script here. Okay, so I give it a URL. So first page is basically this one, URL, and then next page I iterate for I in range 2 to 51, because I also want to include the value 50. I would change what? The value of URL. So I would try to write in a file. Okay, so I create a file, open, and I create a file, let's call it search urls.txt, because I would write all the URLs from 2 to 50. Why I'm doing? Because it is not possible for me to manually copy paste every page. Like I don't want to copy paste this page 2 then page 3 by manually. Instead, what I would do, I would create this script. So I am not going to copy paste every page like that. Okay, so that's the purpose of creating this script. And then what I'm doing is that first I have to write it. So I have to open it in write mode first. So I put it W. So that means that I am going to open it in write mode. So if it is not already there, if I put a plus, it will create this file and then start writing it. Okay, so this file is not already here, so I just put a W plus. So create a file and then write. So I first write the URL. Okay, and then what I do is I write space, so /n. So it would create a space after each URL in the file. So here what I would do is basically URL equals, I would copy paste this thing which I just created. So instead of 2 here, I would put str of I, because I is numeric here, so I have to put the string version of I. Here also I have to put string version of I. So it would iterate from 2 to 50. So now I have to do the same procedure, like I have to write the URL and followed by a space or a new line, and then I have to close the file. Okay, so if I do that, I would be able to get all the links for all the 50 pages. So I just, here I would do what? I would run on this click, run Python file in terminal. So I would do that. So let's see what happens. So it's doing that. Okay, so probably it's done. So let's go to that search url.txt. So you can see that all the links have been present. So if I click on, so control and click, open, and it is opening properly. So I check another 2 or 3 links arbitrarily just to confirm whether it works or not. So it's basically working. So we have all the links of these 50 pages. Now I would try to get this search page information. So what do I mean? So let's say we are on the second or first search page. Okay, and I would like to get this information, that the name, then the rating, which is basically 4.8, then number of review counts and price, and the URL of this product. So URL means if I click on open in new tab, then it would open the product page. So I would try to get this URL. Okay, so this URL of that particular product. So it will be handy in our next step when we would try to get the product details like this. like here. So when we try to scrape this kind of informations, it would be very handy to get this product URL for each of these products. Okay, so I would just explain you how I have written this code. So first, what I'm doing, I'm creating a output file. So I have put this W plus because it's already not here probably, or just W if it is already here. Yeah, it's already here. Okay, and next what I'm trying to do is I'm opening this product urls.txt file in write mode. I think this is present. Yeah, this is also present, product.urls. Yeah, so what I'm doing is that I'm writing URL of each of this product which we are scraping in these 50 pages. So first we are getting this page URLs, then we are getting multiple products in each page. Let's say each page has 16 products on average, so in 50 pages we have around, let's say, 800 products. So I also want to get the URLs of each of these products to do the next step like I mentioned. So that's why I'm creating this product urls.txt file. Okay, and I am writing it down in product URL to this file. If you see, like, I'm opening here with the name f, and then I'm writing fwrite product URL fwrite followed by a new line, spaces basically. Okay, so if I do that, I would get all the informations written on the product URLs text, and also I am dumping the JSON file. So in which format I am doing this JSON file, this is important to understand. So now I am trying to understand like the scrape function which I have just defined. So I am getting all the data from the scrape function, passing the URL from the search url.txt file. So what is scrape doing basically? So scrape is basically using the standard header. Here user agent is basically trying to say Amazon that this request is coming from browser, not a particular person, and I'm creating this random user agents to not get blocked by Amazon.com. Okay, and now what I'm doing is I am sending request.get and with the URL. So this URL which has been passed to scrape method one by one, and I am calling with the headers equals this headers which I have just defined. So this headers is pretty standard, like it says that what kind of language we are doing, like English GB, English US standard, then what kind of information we want to accept, like text, HTML, images. So this will basically remain quite standard for most of the web scraping activity. Okay, and now if I am getting any request code which is more than 500, I can say that it has been blocked by Amazon. So please try using better proxies or some other methods basically. Okay, so basically we generally get this 503 error when it has been blocked by the web server. Okay, and now the important part is what I am returning is that e.extract of this art.txt. So art.txt is basically the HTML contents of the web page, and I am extracting the information which I want to do. So what I want to do is basically defined here. E equals to extractor is method from the selector lib which is calling the function from YML file, and search.yml, there I have defined that what kind of informations I want to extract from this HTML page. So if I go to the search.yml file, I can see like what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get a title. So these are the basically HTML, the CSS and HTML link where the information is there. So title is content in header 2 with this CSS. Okay, so this kind of information I can get from view page source, and you can also check the selector lib official website how they are doing or what is the method, but I would show you like in a simple way. So suppose I want to get this product name AMD Ryzen 9 3950X 16 core, the name till this, and I install a selector gadget. So selector gadget is very handy to select the CSS extensions for each web page, so you can install it by going there. Okay, so I would show you what where we can use that. So if I click on that, so it gets activated, and I click on this which I want to scrape. So it says that this text is content inside the CSS element product title. Okay, so that is how I am getting this CSS element. So I am also writing this CSS element here, CSS and HTML. Okay, so what kind of information I need? Title, URL, rating, review count, and price. So these are the information which I am scraping basically, and this is basically the CSS element where it is stored in the web page. Okay, so if I run the search.py, so it would take some time because there are 50 pages. Okay, so what I would get a two file. One is basically the search output JSON file where I would get all the product lists. So I can show you, like, let's say the first one. Okay, so how it looks like. Let me take the first two. I'm creating in this notepad. Okay, so these are the first two, so 1 and 2. So first is containing the title, the URL, then rating and review count and the price. So basically these 5 information I am getting in JSON format. So this is one file, and then the next file I am writing in product URLs, the URLs of each of this product. So what does it mean? So this is basically the link of the first product on the first page. So if I go to this web page, so this is opening the first item on the search list. Okay, so this is required when I would try to scrape the information from here, the product information like product dimensions, item weight, and this kind of information. So that's why I am creating this additional product.urls. So this is already finished, the 50 pages have been scraped. Okay, now I would go to the product.py. So here also I am defining similar way the headers, the scrape function, everything, and I'm just changing what? I'm just changing the extract function. So I am giving it a new products.yml. Okay, so in products.yml I am choosing which information I want to check from the products file. Okay, so I would go to this products.yml and let's see what I'm trying to scrape. So first you see name. So inside name I would have the product title. So I show you already like how I get this. So I select selector lib, and if I click on that I see the product title. So this is the name basically. Then what I'm trying to get, the additional product information. Okay, so one second. So I would just do with this processor. So I activate the selector lib, so product title, and then I am trying to get this product information. So I clear this one and I click on the selector gadget again, and I click on branch AMD. I don't want to select the two tables, so I just click here again. So I can see this table information as content in this product details text spec section 1. Okay, so I would ensure that we get all the product information. So this is basically product text specification, and I can also do similar way a product additional information. So I would just type product additional info, and I would just change the CSS level. So I would go here and I would click on selector gadget, and just if I click on assign, so click here, so I can see that this information is contained in this product detail bullet section 1. Okay, so if I copy paste this thing, okay, so from this information additional info is from here, like the as seen, customer reviews, bestseller rank, and date first available, and the technical details are in this brand, series, item model number, in this product text specification. Okay, so now the YML file is ready to run on, and also I have the seller profile, ID, link, frequently bought item. So this is useful when we talk about like recommendation engine, and link to all reviews. These are useful when we try to do any kind of sentiment analysis with this project. Okay, so anyway, apart from that, now we are ready to run product.py file. So I would just click on run, and we should start getting the results. So first I would try to check on product output.json file. So this is our main file where the product details will be written. So it would take a few seconds to get reflected. So I just close it, and yeah, now I see that the product details are getting reflected. Now I would try to show you what are the values I'm getting. Okay, so this is from the first link. So I would just show you to the product URLs page. So product URLs here. So this is basically the first link, first record corresponding to the first link here. So this is the first product. Okay, so I can check what are the information I'm getting. So I got this name information. Okay, and then I am getting the product text specification. So in product text specification it shows null. That means there is nothing mentioned in product text specification. We already know what is product text spec. So if we go to the product.yml file, here product text spec is coming from this text spec section 1. Okay, so what it means is basically here. So here, okay, so if I click on that, if I check, okay, so I don't want to select these things. So you see that this is in the details bullets section 1. So this is basically coming in additional information where I have mentioned this one, product detail bullet section 1. So if I see, like, it is coming in product additional information. So in what is the information? Product dimensions. So product dimensions, I have this value. So this is basically from here, product dimension, and this is basically the value. Okay, item weight, this is the value. So this is basically how I'm getting like info and value format. So coming into the format like info, item weight, and value is the value. Okay, so this is how we are getting. So let's go to the next product, which is basically the EKWB EK quantum magnitude CPU water block, or we can also have a look at the third product, AMD Ryzen 9 3900X12 core processor. So what is the third link? We can get it from product URLs. So I would just click on product URLs text, and if I click on here and just paste it on browser, so this is basically the third result. So we can see how the information we're getting. So we got the name, then we are getting also the product text specification. That means it has the text specification apart from this additional information. So we have the text specification, brand, series, model number, item weight. So here brand, series. So now we are getting this both, like also we are getting the product additional information. Where is that? Let me check. So okay, here I think product additional information. I can also try to, because this is very complicated, so many information, so I just copy it in a separate page so that it's helpful. So if I type product additional, let me check what I have written in the YML file. So I have written in this format, like with underscore. So I have to also search by that, product underscore additional. So I think there is a match. Yeah, so here is the product additional information. So it has both product additional information and the product text specification. Okay, so that is how I am getting all the information web scraped into my link. Okay, now once we are done, so I am just finishing this for the time being because it would take much time. There are more than, I think, 800 products in these 50 pages. So now what I have is basically I have two output file, product output JSON file. So this is basically the product output JSON file. I just close this untracked track. So product JSON file. This is basically having, let's say, 108 records because I stopped it, and I have around 50 pages of search output. So I have all the information for all these records. So I have around 706. So this 706 product will be scraped if we would not have stopped it. And now the time is that I have to upload it into GitHub. So if I go to my GitHub again, so this is my basically the repository which I created in the beginning, and then what I do, I would click on this GitHub section and I put a commit message like scraped data for processors added. So I put this commit message and then I will just push it to the GitHub repository. So if I click on push, it would start getting reflected. Okay, so it would take a few minutes maybe. Okay, so it's already here. So it says that 14 seconds ago, and these are basically the commit message information. So if I click on that, it would also show that what kind of changes, because it's a new file, so most of the things are in green because there has been no changes. It's the new files basically. So it says that few seconds ago we have uploaded data. Okay, so that's how we would try to create a scrape file, a script to scrape the data and upload it on our GitHub, and of course show us to our future employers. Okay, so happy web scraping, guys. I hope that you like this selector lib and request module to do the web scraping with Python, and more stuff will be coming very soon. Thank you very much.